nomenclature. Before we discuss heterocyclic nomenclature, we should know what are heterocyclics. Actually, heterocyclic compounds means that at least one element should be other than carbon. It may be a nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen, or an other element. Systemic name of heterocycle. Let's begin the naming to the heterocyclic. After watching this video, you will be able to know how to name the heterocyclics. Okay, heterocyclic compounds depends on three major factors. First of all, a ring size. The heterocyclic may be a 3-membered, 4-membered, 5-membered, or 6-membered, or so on. It may be 7th, 8th, or so on. Other one depends a type of heterocyclic. Means it heterocyclic may be a nitrogen, maybe a sulfur, maybe a oxygen, and maybe a other heterocyclics. Third one depends that nature of heterocyclic. Nature means whether it is a saturated or unsaturated heterocyclics. Let's discuss the ring size. If it is a 3-membered ring, we will give it ir. We will give it a name ir. If it is a 4-membered ring, we will name it it. If it is a 5-membered, we will name it all. And if it is a 6-membered, we will name it in. 7th member, ip. 8th member, o, oak. 9-membered, on. 10-member, ik. To simply for remember this whole naming system, you have to remember in 2 words what I mean to. Erytolin from 3-member to 6-member, erytolin. Okay, then from 7 to 10, ipoconic. Just you have to remember in 2 words. Nature of heterocyclics. What does mean nature of heterocyclics? Means that which type of heterocyclic is present and what should we call them in a heterocyclic nomenclature. If it is a oxygen, we will call it oxa. If it is oxygen, we will call it oxa. If it is sulfur, then thia. If it is a selenium, then we will call selena. If it is a nitrogen, then aza. If it is a phosphorus, phosphor. Silicon, silla. Germanium, germa. Boron, bora. And that's finally mercury, then mercura. Okay. Now we have learned the nature of the heterocyclics, but do you know that there must be order of priority? We will discuss later it order of priority, but we should little bit know order. If we have a cyclic ring and cycling oxygen and sulfur are present, then we will first give priority to oxygen, then sulfur. We will discuss it more on next video and later. Okay. Third one represents saturated ring. Nature of heterocyclic. Nature of heterocyclic represents that whether it is a saturated or unsaturated. Whether it is a saturated or unsaturated. Okay. If it is a saturated, then saturated compounds are heterocyclics are divided in further 2 parts. Okay. First, does it contain nitrogen? If it contains nitrogen, then we use suffix idine. If it doesn't contain nitrogen, then we use N. We will learn about these more in detail further. Okay, if it consists of nitrogen, then it is idine. If doesn't contain, that is done. Okay. Nature of ketone unsaturated ring, as I told, unsaturated for in it all is used finally for the unsaturated ring. Final suffix is only used, and this unsaturated part will be discussed in next video. Only saturated part is discussed here. Okay, let's discuss. Let's start how to naming the heterogen. As I discussed that heterocyclic nomenclature depend upon only three factors. First, type of heterocyclic. Which type of heterocyclic is? Ring size and the nature of ring, whether it is a saturated or unsaturated, whether it is a containing a nitrogen or without nitrogen. Okay. So first of all, prefix. In prefix we define the type of heterocyclic. First, which type of heterocyclic, whether it is a nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen, or so on others. Then stem. Stem, what does stem mean? Stem represents here the ring size. A ring size means whether it is a 3-member ring, 4-member ring, 5-member ring, 6-member ring. Finally, suffix. What does actually suffix represent? Suffix represents that whether it is a saturated or unsaturated. Suffix will tell you that whether it is a saturated or unsaturated, while it is a nitrogen content or not a nitrogen content system. So let's discuss further. We begin with the saturated system without nitrogen. Let's start. We have 1, 2, 3. We have a heterocyclic name by oxygen and contains 1, 2, 3. 3 ring. Let's discuss. First of all, which type of prefix is? It is a oxygen. Okay, do you remember what oxygen was? It was oxia. Okay, means we use oxide prefix. Let's discuss the stem. Oh, stem means ring size. 1, 2, 3. Do you remember? 3-member ring was called. Let's move back one part. 3 ring was called ir. So stem should be 3-member ring and it should be called ir. Last, suffix. What should be suffix? As I told you that if it is saturated and doesn't contain the nitrogen, it should be N. So should we name it? Ox for oxygen, oxa for oxygen, ir for 3-member ring, and N for saturated without hydrogen. So the name will be oxirene. Ox for oxygen, ir for 4-member, N for saturated system. So do you have observed somewhere that the last word of oxygen is omitted? Last letter of oxygen is omitted. So it will be oxygen. Let's discuss another system. Oh, same three member ring. Do you remember? Oh, this you. I think you will remember, and you will discuss more about it. Okay, it consists which type of heterocycle? Sulfur. Do you know what is sulfur? Sulfur is a prefix. Okay. Do you remember that what we call sulfur? What we name this sulfur? We name it thia. Oh, then what will come? Now system will come. Let's discuss system. What should you expect? We expect error. Wire 1, 2, 3 member ring. Let's. Oh, what do you expect here? We expect N because it's a saturated system, not a nitrogen containing. So, what name will be? Thi for sulfur, Ir for 3 member ring, and N for saturated system without nitrogen. Thyrene. Last letter is omitted or removed simply. Saturated, if it is a 4 member ring and contains oxygen. So let's discuss prefix. Prefix is oxygen, so oxygen is called oxa. Stem. Stem means ring size. Ring size contain 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mean it. Oh, last suffix. Suffix mean whether it is a saturated or unsaturated. We are discussing here only saturated, so should be N. Let's name it oxa for oxygen, it for stem, for member ring, and N for saturated system. So oxetane. Okay, oxetane is 4 member ring containing oxygen heterocyclic. As usual, is removed from the oxa. Let's discuss another system. 4 member ring containing sulfur. We should name it prefix. As you know, sulfur is known as thia. Let's discuss stem. Stem is a 4 member, so it is it. Suffix is a saturated, so N. Let's name it thiatine. Thia at N. Letter A is omitted. Let's discuss another system. 5 member ring containing oxygen. Prefix is oxygen. Oxygen is named as oxa. Stem contain size of ring. It is a 5 member ring. 5 member ring means all. Suffix same. So oxolane. Oxa for oxygen, all for 5 member, N for saturated system, oxolane. Let's discuss another system. Sulfur containing 5 member ring. Prefix is sulfur. Sulfur is a thia. Stem is a 5 member ring. 5 member ring. All is used. Suffix is N. So thiolane. Thia for sulfur, all for 5 member, A used for saturated without nitrogen. Thiolane. Okay. Now we will discuss saturated system with nitrogen. Actually, you have listened many times that I was using word saturated system without nitrogen. What does that mean without nitrogen? Is there any difference between the nitrogen containing heterocyclic naming and without nitrogen containing cycle? Yes, there's a little bit difference only in the suffix, not in a prefix, not in a stem, only in the suffix for the 3 membering, 4 membering and a 5 membering, while 6 membering will remain as usual we have discussed. Let's discuss the nitrogen content itself. As we know, prefix is a nitrogen mean as a, let's discuss is, stem means ring size of 1 2 3 3. Let's discuss suffix, which is a different from the others. Oh, idine is used, yeah, that's the only difference in others and in nitrogen containing saturated compounds. Only idine is used in a suffix for 3 membering, 4 and 5. We will discuss more. So, should we name it? Yes. Aziridine. Az for nitrogen, ir for 3 membered, idine for saturated containing nitrogen. Letter is omitted. Aziridine. Okay. Az for nitrogen, ir for 3 membered, idine for nitrogen containing saturated compound. Let's discuss another nitrogen containing. It's a prefix as a 5 membering, so should be all suffix will be idine. As a for nitrogen, all for 5 membering, idine, azoldine, or it's generally known as pyrroles. Okay, let's discuss another. That is a 6. Actually, I didn't discuss the 4 member because it was as usual like the 3 and 5 membering, so I left that. Prefix, as we know, the nitrogen for aza stem, it is a 6 membering. In okay, stem. Okay, what should be stem? Do you think that should be idine? Let's see it. Oh, it's N. Yeah, that is the difference that I wanted to show you, that it is N. Again, same process that we have used for sulfur and nitrogen. Only the it is used for 3 membering, 4 membering and 5 membering. So should we name it? Yes. Azafar, inane. Sorry, here azoldine is used, but it is not azoldine. It is inane. Thank you for watching this video.